Okay, so for this video, we're going to be looking specifically at the naming of alkanes. So when you only have single carbon-carbon bond. So we started by looking at the suffixes in the previous videos. The second element of the name is the stem. Now the stem is essentially an indication of the longest carbon chain, or how many carbon atoms that you actually have in a continuous chain in the molecule. And the way that the number of carbon is indicated, or the length of the chain is indicated, is by using these rules. So if you have 1 carbon is meth, 2 is eth, 3 is prop, 4 is bute, 5 is pent, 6 is hex, 7 is hept, and then oct for 8, 9 for non, and dec for 10. It does go on after 10, but you only need to remember these 10, and yes, you do have to memorize them eventually. So these are the stem. So when you have something like methane, N, so it doesn't have any double or triple bond, and meth, so it has 1 carbon. So this is why the structure of methane looks like this, because you only have 1 carbon. It's a hydrocarbon because it's alkane. So I know it has carbon and hydrogen, and it has 1 carbon, so it has to look like this. Okay. Anyway, as I just mentioned, this is methane. So let's just think about these 4 molecules. First of all, step 1, when you look at the suffixes, they all have only single carbon bonds, and they contain only carbon and hydrogen. So all 4 in this case are alkanes. So the suffix for them will be ane. So I'm just going to go in for all of them. And then the next step is I'm going to look at the stem. Now this one's very simple because it's only 1 chain, so it's only 1 stem here. But the first one has 1 carbon, so it's meth, which I just did before, so methane. The second one has 2 carbons, so 2 is eth, so this one's called ethane. Ethane really is what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't sound as nice. 3 is prop, so propane. So 3C. Well, that's terrible. Okay, 3C. And 4 is bute. So butane. So when you look at the names, you should be able to draw these out correctly. Okay, so that's suffix, which is the end of the molecule, and stem. Oh yeah, lastly, write the full name. We're going to talk about prefixes now, and prefix is essentially a way to name any branches that a molecule may have, and may have, and not every organic compound will have a branch. So there are 2 steps associating with branches, which is you name the branch and then you assign a number for the location of the branch. The only branches that you have to concern yourself with in year 11 are alkane branches. And every alkane branch is going to end with YL. Because, yeah. All right, let's talk about this. Do I have anything here? No. All right. So I'm just going to give a few examples. So let's say I have this molecule. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then let's say we have that. So, oh my god, this is going to take a while. Basically, what's happening here is I am drawing the structure of an alkane. And you know that it is an alkane because there are only single carbon bonds present, and there are only carbon and hydrogen present in the molecule. All right, so let's follow the naming procedure. Step 1 is to identify the suffix. As I just mentioned, this is an alkane, so I know that this molecule is going to end with ane. Step 2 is to look at the stem. So you need to identify the longest continuous carbon chain. Now, it has to be continuous. You cannot go just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 carbon atoms present in this molecule, but only 6 of them can form a continuous chain. You cannot form a continuous chain of 7 carbons. So the stem in this case, and if you think about a stem like a tree, it has to be a continuous lie. The stem in this case only contains 6 carbon atoms. So stem contains 6 carbons, so 6C 6 is hex. Okay, now I always do this when I name, just so I know that anything that's not part of the stem, it's going to become a branch. So you can see that in this case there is 1 carbon atoms remaining, and that is now going to be my branch. So this is the branch. And this is an alkane branch because this branch contains only carbon and hydrogen, and there's only carbon single bond. Well, there's no carbon-carbon bond in this branch. So I'm just going to go back to the previous slide and talk about alkane branches. If it is every alkane branch is going to end with YL, and then you use the same numbering system. So if it's CH3, it's going to be methyl. If it's CH2, CH3, so if there are 2 carbon atoms present in the branch, you're going to call it ethyl. If it's CH2, CH2, CH3, you will call it propyl, and so on and so forth. So if you see a branch that is an alkane, then you know it ends with YL, and this one has only 1 carbon, so I'm just going to go methyl. So the name of the branch is methyl. There's only 1 branch here. So that's step 3. I have named the branch. Now there is a step 4. If you go back, so step 4 is to number the carbon in the stem, starting from the end closest to the principal functional group, then closest to the branches. So because you have a branch here, you have to tell me where this branch is, because I don't know. Otherwise, if I look at the name, I wouldn't know whether this branch is coming out of this carbon or this carbon or this carbon, like which carbon is it coming out of. So I have to number the stem now. And the trick is you want to start from the end closest to the branch, which is going to be this end. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I start from this end, then the branch is coming out of carbon 3. If I start from this end, it will come out of carbon 4. So I'm going to stick to this one. And then once you've done all that, you're going to name the compound using prefix, stem, suffix. So 3 is where the branch is. Methyl is the name of the branch. Put a dash between a number and a letter. And then you're going to tell me that is hex, because, whoa, what that? I don't know what that. Oh, okay. Hex, which is the length of the stem. And so 3-methylhexane is going to be the name of this molecule. All right, that's it. That's a lot of instructions. I want you to try questions 1 to 9 of the worksheet. There is going to be a link for the worksheet, and I actually have made videos explaining every single question. So it's up to you. If this is still very unsure, maybe watch a few more videos, or you can attempt to follow the instructions yourself and then watch the video later. But that is it for this video.